Knightline Now. UCF Sports News you need to know now.
Trace Trylko, Knightline Now. At first glance, fifth-ranked UCF men's soccer's number 9 national seed and first-round bye in the NCAA Division I men's soccer tournament looks good. This represents the fourth at-large bid in UCF's history. It's second in a row. The Knights were the 14th seed last year. On the other hand, the Knights, who are 14-2-2 this season, have a daunting task ahead. UCF faces the winner of the Denver versus Missouri State match, with Denver having won the Summit League and Missouri State perfect on the season at 17-0-1. And what could lie ahead with a UCF win? A rematch with SMU. The Mustangs defeated UCF 1-0 in the American Championship Saturday night at UCF to get the number 8 national seed. SMU will first have to get past the winner of the NC State Coastal Carolina match. So a trip to Dallas might be around the corner, and beyond that may loom number 1 seed Virginia. But we're getting ahead of things a bit. I caught up with UCF head coach Scott Calabrese during the media scrum following the announcement.
How's it feel to be in again? 2 years in a row, national seed.
No, it's amazing to have the opportunity to return to the NCAA tournament. You see the field is incredibly strong. So to be able to continue our season and especially to get a seed, which means you have a bye, you can really prepare for the potential 2 teams that you're going to face. You get a little bit of rest, so that you're coming into that game on Sunday fit, fresh, ready to go.
What do you know about either of those teams?
Honestly, not a whole lot. We don't cross paths with either of those 2 teams. I mean, the one thing we do know is that Missouri State has yet to lose a game. And so, and Denver's the champions of their league. So, both teams are going to be incredibly strong. We're going to spend a lot of time looking at video and getting to know both of those teams. And, after that Wednesday game, we'll be ready to prepare specifically for one or the other.
Did your team earn a higher seed than what they got today? It's tough. We always like to think, that we're a top team, and to be seeded means you are a top team. And ultimately there are people in that room, and I'm sure that they had reasons that were completely valid for why they seeded us where they seeded us. And to be honest, as long as we have the bye, which I think gives us a little bit more time to prepare, at this point, no matter what your seed, you are going to face either a team that's just won a championship and is flying high, or a team that has had an incredible season and puts themselves in this top 48. Honestly, it doesn't matter. When you went and looked back at the film from Saturday, did your observations immediately after the game change any? Did you see some things you liked or some things that concerned you going into this week?
Well, I think our reaction was really good in the second half from that SMU loss. And I think when you look back, there are things that we could have done better, and what we'll do is we'll spend the next couple of days addressing those things in training and video, and we'll get better. And that's always been our approach. Win or lose, learn from that experience. Learn from what you did well, what you did poorly, and try to improve on it. So that game's no different, and it's certainly something that we're gonna use in the next couple of days to get better.
What's your reaction? A couple of teams from the American making the field.
Yeah, our conference this season has been incredibly strong, and to see 3 teams in the tournament, and there were a couple teams that were sitting right there on the bubble as well. When you look at the RPIs of a Memphis, the RPIs of Temple was right there. So it's a strong conference, and then to have 2 seeded teams with SMU and UCF, it's been that way all year. It doesn't surprise me, and I think hopefully this conference and in the near future, you assume this conference is just going to get better.
You don't want to look ahead, but could be a possible another round with SMU.
Yeah, that did stick out to me. That was a possibility, and You couldn't have two teams more familiar with each other over the past 3 years than us. So I was surprised that we got put in that bracket with them, because I feel like the committee usually tries to keep those conference rivalries apart until later on. But both teams know each other. If that happens, I'd love that opportunity, and I think our guys would love that opportunity.
You had a strong turnout Saturday night. You're going to need all of them and more on Sunday.
Incredible turnout, and incredible turnout despite the fact that by Florida standards, Orlando standards, it was pretty cold. It would be incredible for us to get a crowd like that again. I'd like to invite all the fans back. Thank the ones that came so much for their support. It's going to be a really good game, and it's going to be exciting with a lot on the line. So we hope that they'll come back out and support us and help us kind of push on to victory.
Is this something you kind of talk to the guys about throughout the year, by getting back to this tournament and NCAAs and the things that it holds?
I think we have those goals at the beginning of the year, and we talk about where we want to go and what we want to do and what we feel like success is from kind of that outcome standpoint. And then after we do that at the beginning, we decide, okay, well, what do you need to do to get there? What's our process going to be? And then from that moment on, we focus on our process. And every day, we don't lose sight of the fact that we want those things, but then that really just drives us to train the right way, to do the right things on and off the field, to be focused, to be great teammates. So we go right back to our process after we set those goals. But these guys have those ambitions. We have those ambitions as a staff.
Can you use the early exit from last season as motivation this week? May nod some guys from last season that they were in and out very quickly.
Yeah, I think as long as they're aware of that. They're aware of that. I'm aware of that. I think it's always about our on-field performance, taking care of the details, how we train leading up to it. What's the game plan? Are we going to be tactically aware throughout the game of executing the game plan? And when we do that, which we've done all year, now you're ready to play. And we didn't deviate from our normal process for the SMU game, the final or the semifinal, and we'll stick with our normal process for this too, and our normal focus, and it's carried us to this point. So we feel like if we do that, we keep the focus on the right things, we'll be ready.
Then you just said everything's going to kind of like stay the same in training and doing the same things. What do you can tell the guys that keep having the same mindset and the same drive, even though it is the NCAAs, but still having the same drive as they had during the season to get those results?
Yeah. Well, I actually think that the drive and motivation part is much easier right now because there's such a big carrot out there for them. The drive and motivation part it's a little bit harder when you're playing a midweek and on either side of that midweek you have two big conference games and you have this really congested schedule. So I think the motivation's there. Now we just have to make sure that we're focused on the right details.
First things first for UCF, a home match against the winner of Denver versus Missouri State, a Sunday 6 p.m. first kick at the UCF Soccer and Track Complex. We'll be talking about it on an all-new Knightline. Episode number 212 drops Sunday night. Join the conversation on our social media channels, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter at UCF_Knightline. Trace Trylko, Knightline Now.